Hey guys, so here we are. Kingdom Hearts 3 is out. It's time for discussion. My friend Jason and I recorded about an hour and a half worth of footage for this discussion. I've edited it down now to whatever's left. But here we are. We're going to get right to it. So a couple notes. First is all spoilers are on the table. So if you haven't played the game or if you're planning to play the game, don't watch this. We're going to completely spoil the whole game. The second thing is that when we were discussing this, we were talking about the secret ending in this discussion, but we realized after the fact that the secret ending wasn't actually out yet, and what we were talking about was the epilogue. So anytime we mention the secret ending, in this case, we're talking about the epilogue. And the final thing, just a quick note for you guys, there will be links down below. There will be timestamps for subjects for the discussion, so if you want to skip around at all, feel free to use those. And one more thing to note, for me, this was recorded almost immediately after I finished watching the end credits, and my friend Jason, who I'm talking to in this video, finished the game about 3 hours before I did. So we were very fresh off the game. We were, very kind of emotional in our opinions, and the opinions actually kind of change a bit throughout the discussion. So you might see some erratic points and freaking out, but we were fresh off of the game. So with that, I hope you guys enjoy. Oh bye.
Hello.
Hello. I'm turning you the fuck up. Oh. God, that was a lot of information. The last, 5 hours of that game are just... It just goes.
Yep.
It just goes. They really backloaded it. Which is funny, because the pacing was good. Throughout the worlds. They're
they were
sprinkling it in there.
Yeah.
And then they were like, bleh. Here's everything.
Yeah, once you finish the last...
Hero 6, or whatever the last world.
Yeah, last Disney World.
Yeah.
Then it's just all downhill.
Where do we start? We have a lot to talk about.
Random question, what level were you?
Oh, that's a good question. I want to check. I was definitely under-leveled under the battle level of the world.
I finished at 38.
I was probably I think I was 37, 38. I was very close to that. So we probably had a similar route through that.
Yeah.
Well, how did you... Okay, we don't have to go into specifics yet, but how did you fare in the final boss area? And, the last area and the final boss, did you die a bunch or did not really?
On the fights where you're fighting, the 13 darknesses,
yeah.
I didn't die on any of those.
I died on... The only one I died on was the one right before you go into... Whatever the fucking... I already forgot the name of the place in Kingdom Hearts. It's not really in Kingdom Hearts, but
The Latin name.
Yeah, that's why I forgot it. Once the fight right before you go in there where you're fighting Ansem Xemnas and young Xehanort.
Yeah, I got really close to dying on that one.
I died on there when I only had Ansem left. And let me tell you something. That is going to be a speedrun run killer if you die on that. Because if you die on that, you don't restart the whole thing. But the guy you still have left gets full health.
Ooh.
So Ansem got full health, and I had to it was basically just a whole Ansem fight, and I was like, wow. And he was 1 bar away.
Oh, that's ass.
So I was like, that's a lot of wasted time.
I'm glad I didn't die on that.
So yeah, I know. Well, I was glad I didn't die in any other ones. Let's circle back a minute, dude. I got fucking trolled. Kingdom Hearts 2.9.
2.9.
You know, they were just we just gotta name the first chapter 2.9. Because it wasn't even the whole first, I wouldn't even say it's the first half of the game, because it's the part of the game leading up to Aqua, which is 2/3 of the game.
Yeah.
That whole thing is where he's trying to get the power of waking. That's Kingdom Hearts 2.9, let's be real. Kingdom Hearts 3 was the last 5 hours.
Yeah.
Alright, I do know where I want to start because it's fresh in my mind. They left shit on the table. They didn't answer every question.
Yeah, that's for the next game.
No! There was not enough resolution in this. The only resolution was that we killed Xehanort. And not even really killed him, he just kind of like got to float off and have a nice time with
He
Ericus.
just accepted that he lost.
Yeah. Finally at the very end. Dude, they... Okay. So the things that I'm mad that they didn't talk about was the box. Because they mentioned it right at the fucking beginning of the game. Maleficent and Pete were looking for it the whole game.
Yeah.
And nothing came of that.
Classic.
And then at the end in the secret movie, they showed them. And they just walked away.
Yeah.
Come on,
Next
man.
game is
I
gonna
was
be back
waiting.
in
I want to
time.
know what's in that fucking box. That's all I care about. So
Like, I really think the next game is probably going to be something more back in time to what the secret episode was, pretty much.
Oh, you think it'll be pre-Keyblade War then?
Yeah.
Like back toward Union Cross timeline?
Yeah. It makes sense.
That's a good guess, I think. Well, so my actual guess. Well, you know, now you say that, I'm kind of thinking about it. That's probably a good guess. I think they might do 1 or 2 like DLC episodes where they answer stuff. I don't want them to do it that way, but it'd be faster than making a whole new game.
Yeah.
Because God fucking knows when that's gonna be. Because what was it? Nomura, you know, 5 years ago, Nomura was like, yeah, new Kingdom Hearts something every year until Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. Well, now what?
Yeah.
Well, now what? I'm sure the man wants a break. So there's that. They didn't talk at all about Master of Masters. They didn't even mention him.
Nope.
We don't know where the fuck... What Sora fucking disappeared in the ending. When he's sitting on the branch. So what? We don't know where he is.
Yeah.
And I guess I can kind of accept that, because he did... What? They said a while ago that this wasn't the end of Sora, just at the end of the Xehanort... Dark Seeker saga or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we can follow that up. But Kairi was there. So, like, what's he doing?
I don't know.
Like, they closed up all the motivations, but they left the characters in weird places. Like, we brought Navane back at the end. In the ending cutscene. But she didn't do anything. Other than hang out with Shion at the end.
Yeah.
Like, bruh. Like, bruh. I just wanted a little more. I'm greedy.
Yeah, I've been like... I beat the game at like 5. And I've just been like kind of having that like...
Yeah, when the post-game think...
Like... what do I do with my life?
Yeah. The post-game think. I'm gonna be on the... Yeah. I get this too. When you finish a game, you just kind of like sit there and you're like, well, what do I do now? I feel like this is gonna last.
Fuck.
I feel like this is gonna last like 3 days for me this time. This one's gonna be pretty rough. I mean, I'm definitely gonna play the game some more. I'm certainly not done with it. I want to see what the super bosses are. But like, fuck. We both just, dude. I said I wasn't gonna do this. But then school was canceled for 2 days, and I just did the whole thing in 2 days.
Yep.
There were some people who just didn't sleep until they beat it. And it's like, bruh. We're all stupid. We're actually all idiots, because now we're fucked.
Yeah.
Now we're stuck waiting for another 4 years.
Can we talk about the fight that you have right when you enter the Keyblade graveyard? With all the Heartless.
Oh, that was so... Dude, that
was so sick.
It was so cool.
It was a badass visual.
Well, I loved the... Yeah, because... No matter how many times they remaster the 1000 Heartless battle, it's just never gonna look good because of that engine.
Yeah.
Like, you can kind of see the boundaries of the fight. Where, you know, they're the Heartless you can't actually attack.
Yeah.
But in this, it was like... I ran into the border once or twice, but like all those shadows you could hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get to the gut in this fucking train and you just
dump
the wall, dude. Oh. So I was a little confused by something right after that. So, you know, they have the whole thing where the big, like, Heartless hurricane, I guess is the best way to describe it. You know, fucking eats everybody, yeah. And then, you know, they're like, and everyone fucking died, and then he goes to the last world or whatever it was, and, like, comes back. Which was a kind of a cool part, by the way. You gotta, like, run around collecting all the Soros. It's kind of neat. But after that, it, like, restarts. Like, they restart before that happened, and then no one knows, like, everyone acts the same way.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
The only thing that changed was that Lingering Will showed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, did we really do that?
Yeah.
Like, what actually... It was like a bad ending. So it was very weird. That was very weird. It didn't really feel like Sora did anything to change it. It was just like he reset it.
Yeah, it was kind of out of place.
Yeah, it was strange. I don't know how I feel about that whole part. I liked the part. I mean, it was cool. I felt like it lost some of its punch when we saw it again, though.
I felt like going into that final battle the first time, I felt like I just knew that everyone was going to get fucking annihilated.
Yeah. Well, okay. Maybe we can segue this. They showed so much of the game in those trailers.
Yeah.
Like, everything.
Yeah, there was
when I saw the fucking the fucking yell, I was like, holy shit, that's like the end. And then they showed us the new organization outfits when you're in the Latin name place.
Yeah,
Latin. They showed that. That is like an hour from the end.
Yeah.
I found that really weird. I found that really, really weird. I mean,
they were trying to hype.
I mean, it
That's
worked.
What
I mean, well,
your game is in development for 6 years.
They gotta hype it up. People gotta buy this, or we're fucked.
You gotta put out content.
Well, I think it's interesting because it's like surprising when you play it and you see that. But if you think about it, they didn't really reveal anything. Like, it's not like watching those trailers spoils the game in a weird way. Even though when you watch it, when you get there, you feel kind of betrayed. Honestly, I think out of anything, so I don't think the game was actually short. I think we just consumed it very fast.
Yeah.
But because I would say it's probably like a little shorter than Kingdom Hearts 2, but not by much. Only because of the lack of Disney Worlds, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think in Kingdom Hearts...
There's only 8.
There's only 8, and I think in Kingdom Hearts 2 there's over 10. But obviously some of them are optional.
And there's revisits.
Well, so I think what I was going to say was I think the time you spend in a world the first time and then the revisit is about the same amount of time as you spend in one world in this.
Yeah.
So it feels longer because you go back to all the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2, but I think it's not actually longer.
All the gummy missions are so fast.
Yeah, really fast. Oh, dude. Oh. The gummy shit in this game is so good. Like, for what it is.
Yeah,
like, it's as good as I could ask for. It's like as good as I could ask for. Like
I went into KH3 with like minimal expectations for it, just expecting it to be like filler.
It must have done better than your expectations.
Yeah,
it did better than mine.
Blew it out of the water.
Like, yeah, I think the thing for me that got it was it was probably just all the polish. Because, like, the story-wise stuff, I kind of knew what to expect just because of what we thought would be wrapping up in this. But I didn't... I had seen, you know, trailers and everything. I did not expect this game to look so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's so...
I expected it to be a little worse.
It's so good looking! And, like, a lot of the... Especially in the, like, animated world, so, like, basically not pirates, almost all the cutscenes are in-engine. Like, Unreal Engine 4 is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Because as soon as... The first time I saw a cutscene where he still had the Keyblade, I was like, holy shit. They didn't... This is in-engine. This is, like, they can take the Keyblade I'm using. You know, and then there was a few so there was a few pre-rendered cutscenes. Sometimes it was hard for me to tell. The Pirates one was really obvious, because of the faces.
Yeah.
Some of those cutscenes were so good, and I couldn't tell. It was incredible. It was mind-blowing sometimes. Well, and I guess it's just that those Pixar movies translate so well to that animation style.
Yeah.
But, like, fuck. So that and, okay, let's talk about it. Let's get it out of the way. Combat.
First thing, I've been wanting to say this.
Do it.
The lock-on is garbage.
I actually don't think the lock-on's garbage. I think it's the camera.
Yeah. I mean, the camera, but like you can't lock on when something's not visible on your screen.
Yeah,
which
it's bad.
Wasn't a feature in any other Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, it's interesting how that works. Well, sometimes if you're like really, really far away, the camera just zooms so far out. And you like don't, or if it gets behind the camera, it's just like, what the fuck's going on?
And I remember, I think it was the Corona, that world.
Yeah.
The camera would get so bad sometimes, like we're to the point where I couldn't even like see Sora.
Yeah, sometimes it was like that. Or
Like,
in the
the angles would like I'd just be staring at a tree.
Yeah, in the ones where there's a lot of stuff going on, sometimes if a lock-on got spaced out like that and it zoomed out, sometimes I would just lose him in the crowd of Heartless. Yeah, that leaves a little. The lock-on definitely leaves a little bit to be desired. You'd think they would have figured it out in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. It worked perfect.
The targeting isn't as good either.
Yeah, it's
as
a
it was in
little
Cage
off.
2.
I found myself whiffing a lot during the final boss.
Just in general, like fighting against like multiple mobs. Like something I would do sometimes is like I would be locked on to a target that's like moderately far away, like 2 swings away, and there's like one that's closer that I can swing at. But in this game, like in Cage 2, you could swing at the first one while not locked onto it, just swinging in the direction of the second Heartless.
Oh, really?
And then the second swing would hit the second Heartless.
Huh.
And in this game, you can't do that at all.
You track, because when he swings, he looks at the target, right?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that, just because I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2 as much. Huh. Interesting. I guess that's probably not a great thing.
It's not, yeah.
It probably just makes it feel stiff. Because it should be a camera lock-on, not a targeting lock-on. But it should be a targeting lock-on for magic. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, overall, how do you feel about it in general? I thought the character fights were really strong.
Yeah, I can't think of a fight that was bad, really.
None of the one-on-one fights I dislike. Dude, the Aqua Fight might be like my highlight of the whole game.
I think that might be the fight I died on the most.
Really?
Yeah.
I only died once on that one. Right at the end. Dude, the like attacks she has were just so fun to like fight against.
Yeah.
Oh man, and like the way they built that moment up too was so good. Even though we already knew what was gonna happen, like because of the whole. Again, the trailers, they showed so much.
Yeah, you're too late.
Yeah, really, fucking crazy, dude. Also, like, kind of plot hole, I guess. Like, how does beating up Aqua unnort her?
Don't worry about it. You just gotta beat some sense into him.
Yeah, that was confusing. Something I did not expect, but I guess this was what they had to do to make everyone come back for the grand finale was use replicas a lot more.
Yeah.
That was interesting that they took that route, but I guess that was probably the most non-bullshit way they could do it.
I like lost my shit when Roxas came back.
Oh, dude, just same. I was freaking out. That was when I messaged you. I was like, he's here. He's here.
I was losing my mind.
I thought, yeah, Roxas and Shion's showing up. Dude. Okay, so the first time I guess cried or almost cried was when they all hugged after that shit. When they both showed up. That fucking got me, dude. I was like, oh fuck. Axe is trying to make a fucking quip, but he just breaks down. Oh, that shit was good. So, on sort of that note, I found it really interesting that they had you play as Riku and Aqua, and that was it.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for like one fight with everybody, and I was expecting it after they had us fight Vanitas with Aqua. I was like, oh cool, they're gonna let us fight some guys with the different characters. I was like, oh, this will be cool. And that was it.
Nope.
And I was like, what the? That felt like such a wasted opportunity. Because the Riku fights were fun. And then, like, the Aqua fight was great. They even let you use fucking Spellweaver.
Yeah, the Spellweaver was so strong, too.
I was like, why didn't they just keep doing that? I wanted to do one with Roxas and let me fight with the 2 Keyblades. I wanted to do one with Xion. I wanted, like, what? Like, bro, you just, like, dropped the ball on that one. And I don't know, maybe that just takes a whole lot more development time, but, like, that was probably my biggest disappointment with the whole game. Other than Phil not talking. But, yeah, I was really hoping for more of that, especially with Roxas.
You know who else didn't talk? Dylan and Alias. They didn't say a single word all game. They just...
You're right, they just walk around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. They're definitely there.
Yeah, they're there, but...
Yeah, that was kind of like... That was almost like the characters occasionally not talking. It was almost like immersion breaking for me. I was like, what the hell? Why aren't they talking? The reason it... Okay, like I can complain about no memes all I want. The real reason it bothered me that Phil didn't talk is because he's a character that just talks so much.
Yeah.
Like, it was so out of place for him to, like, show up, get off the horse, nod, get back on the horse, and fly away.
Yeah.
And they were talking about being heroes. I was like, give him a Junior Heroes quip in there.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. That was so sad. I was like, what the hell? Come on, man. In the first world, you can't be dropping the ball.
I got 2 words for you. You guys ain't heroes.
That's all I need. One line. One line would have been enough for me.
Just a fast one.
Just a quick one. One line would have been enough for me, but no. It just felt weird. So, I don't know. I really wish, like, okay, we can segue this too, but yeah. Like, it would have been nice to have, because you know, throughout this whole game, you encounter all the villains, right? So it would have been cool to have each one fight their, like, main villain. Like, having Ventus actually fight Ventus, like having it, like, where you could play as Ventus, that would have been cool. If there was some sort of, like, you know, the Roxas fight in Kingdom Hearts 2, if they did that with Terra and Terra Xehanort, where you guys play as Terra. Like, that would have been cool. Although, I guess, in this game, he's kind of already separated in a weird way. Like, they had a lot of potential.
Yeah, like, I really wanted them to do, like, a lot more individual fights.
I was the same way. So, I did think the way they did... So, this is in the, like, Labyrinth at the end.
Yeah.
I actually thought the group fights were cool, but at the same time, I also wanted there to be individual fights.
Yeah.
Because at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, which is... we're both comparing it to that. I know that we are. Which is fine. Because at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, it's a gauntlet of one-on-one fights, right?
Yeah, there's like 6.
And it's cool, because they're like the hardest fights.
Yeah.
Other than the post-game, but yeah. And it's not that these didn't have the same punch, because they kind of did, actually. But in terms of like, story. But in terms of gameplay, it kind of just felt like you were getting abused sometimes. Because you couldn't, like, focus on one. The one I really noticed it was the one with Marluxia and yellow hair. I can never remember.
Larkstein and Luxord.
Larkstein and Marluxia. When you fight with them, they're like
they would like combo their.
They would like rush, yeah.
attacks.
They would like rush, and it was like there was like no way. I couldn't find a way to block both.
I just fucking rolled a shit ton.
I guess I should have rolled. I was trying to guard it, but I was having once I got rid of one of them, then it was a much more like, oh yeah, this is kind of like a real fight. Like I have to like block one attack and then I can counter. But every time, you know, every once in a while in some of those group fights where I'd block and then counter, I'd get hit by the other one. And I'm like, okay, kind of just ruined my punish. And I think on standard, it's acceptable. I think on critical, those fights will be atrocious.
Yeah, those are gonna be really hard.
Because as soon as you get hit off screen from a guy, like while you're comboing, you're gonna be fucking pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those fights, I honestly hope they rebalance the whole game for critical because it needs it.
Yeah, they're gonna need to like. This is why I think they just didn't put it in the game to start.
I think it would. I think it would
do a
work.
bunch of scaling.
Yeah, it doesn't scale. It doesn't scale like Kingdom Hearts 2
when they
scales.
released Fragmentary Passage, the original critical mode for that game was so ass.
Yeah, because it wasn't. The combat wasn't built for it.
Yeah.
Or I guess the encounters weren't built for it.
And you had like half MP gauge or some shit.
Yeah, half MP gauge. Pretty garbage.
Like, just bad.
Like, I think the combat in this game will work for critical. I don't think the encounters do right now. Like, you can't be having this group boss fights. The other bosses will just dumpster you while you have half health.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be even worse than Kingdom Hearts 2 in terms of relying on once more and second chance to stay alive.
Not wrong.
Also, did you notice in this game they had a different version of second chance?
Yeah, I'm forgetting what it's called.
It's like Combo Survivor or something like that.
Yeah, I had that.
Where
I didn't even have once more.
No, I never got it. I got the other one. Which I found was interesting. It didn't seem like it was any different. Because didn't the regular once... Oh, maybe they made once more different. Maybe they made it so that once more prevents you from getting, like one hit will get you to 1 HP, and then the next hit you'll die. And then with this one, it's like once more from Kingdom Hearts 2, where if you're getting comboed... Or wait, or no. Once more and second chance together made that happen, didn't they?
Yeah.
Where you'd be comboed and stay at 1 health.
Yeah.
And that's what the new one does. Is it you can get comboed and you'll stay at 1 health. So they must have got rid of once more.
I'll have to look into that.
So
I'm probably gonna do I'm gonna pick Shield for my proud playthrough.
yeah. So I think if I'm getting that right, they got rid of once more. They made second chance only work for 1 hit. And then they made whatever the new one is, the once more second chance combination where you can get comboed. But yeah, I mean, I can't say I guess we were on standard. I can't say I got, like, comboed to 1 health that much, other than near the very end. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, like, of all the fights I think will be really, really bad on critical, the fight before you fight Xehanort, like the Ansem Xemnas, the young Xehanort, that's gonna be so bad on critical.
I think some of the just the random like mob fights are gonna be really bad on critical.
The fucking enemies the enemies in the pirates world that hang from the hooks.
Yeah, those were annoying.
Because they're always so fucking far away and then they hit you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other instances.
That one stand out to me, but might just because I did it today.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that stuff today.
Right. Yeah, fuck. I'm trying to think of what else. You're right though. There were a few random mob fights where I was like, I could just get bodied by this on a higher difficulty.
I think there was one where you're like riding a thing and you have to like shoot the enemies.
Oh yeah? Like in Monsters or something?
I think so, and I just like died on that first time. That was like my first death in the game.
My first death was in Monsters, I think. I don't remember what 2 though. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the combat is good. Like, my initial impressions after playing the game are, yeah, this was good, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. I like Keyblade Transformations are the coolest shit.
Yeah, toward the end of the game, like, I found a combo that, like, on most of the bosses that worked, it was like, you do 2 like regular combos, then you do what's the pirate Keyblades thing?
It's not the flag, but the one before that.
Yeah, I'm forgetting what it's called.
Something Seeker or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you do like the activation for that attack, and then you can do a whole nother combo with that form.
So what you're saying is actually, I think, true for most
It's
Keyblade
like
forms.
3 combos. Yeah.
So if you hit him with a finisher, I was doing this on the final boss to get more hits in. I think this works with almost any Keyblade transformation. If you do a finisher and then transform, and the Keyblade transformation gets a hit, because they'll get staggered again from the hit from the transformation, you can do a whole nother combo. Depending, like on some of the fights in the Labyrinth, they would teleport out of it, like sort of like I guess, revenge value is not the word for it because it's not in this game, but or I guess we don't know, but like they would teleport out like you hit them too many times. So it didn't work on everybody, but like generally speaking, you could get more out of the combo if after a finisher you transformed, which I actually like that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
It's obviously very simple, but like, yeah, I like the transformations. I thought they were cool as shit.
They're actually usable, unlike in BBS.
They are usable. I did not find a single one that I couldn't use, and I know you didn't like the gun one, but I actually used the gun one a whole lot. I think my favorite one was actually the Frozen Keyblade. I think the Frozen Keyblade or the Big Hero 6 one were my 2 most used at the end of the game.
I just stuck with the wheel.
The wheel! That one was good. I was using that one a lot.
I managed to use the flag's finisher on some of the late games bosses.
Dude, it's hype. It's hype when you get those.
Yeah.
When you get him with the goofy shield bomb. Oh my god. Yeah, like I liked the transformations. I liked I'm trying to think. I thought it was really smart of them to start you with roll, guard, and air dash. Because you could get used to it right away.
Yeah.
And it just makes the game feel better. Like, come on.
Mhm.
I get that we can't start with it maybe in Kingdom Hearts 1, but it's Kingdom Hearts 3. And they did it, so you know, that's good. So one part I did not expect at all was during the second time you fight the Heartless Hurricane. I think you know what part I'm talking about. Where you fucking get up in there and I don't know who, but someone from Union Cross shows up.
Oh yeah.
You ride the goddamn Keyblades right into this thing. That was so fucking cool. And I'm pretty sure on the triangle button is the usernames of players from Union Cross.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'd feel so fucking cool to be a Union Cross player right now. Oh my god. I was like jealous. I was like, you bastards, you got your names in this game. And then you finished with the Union Cross move, and I was like, oh fuck, this is so cool. I don't even give a shit about Union Cross. I was like, this is what they mean by everything has plot relevance in Union Cross.
Yep.
Even you. You are canonically a Keyblade wielder now. Nomura, you crazy fuck. That fucked with me. I was like, that's so cool. That was probably the most surprising part of the whole game, honestly.
Yeah, I thought that was really sick.
Yeah, it was sick as fuck.
There were so many cool moments.
They did this spectacle really well, I think. Like, it was almost fanservice-y, and I mean, the whole game is definitely fanservice-y. But, like, especially at the end with those, like, oh yeah, here's Shion and Roxas coming out of the literal sky. I'm trying to decide if this whole fucking... We made replicas so good that if they have a heart, they can be human. I don't know how I feel about this. It's kind of bullshit.
That's some Kingdom Hearts shit if I've ever heard of it.
Evan and Demic's fucking deep agents. I was really happy about that. Oh shit, I realized something. We never found out what the card Sora got was. That, what, is it Luxord?
Yeah.
We never found out that what the card was that Luxord gave Sora. There's too many loose ends.
The next game.
There's too many loose ends. You make us wait this long and leave this many loose ends? Fuck. I'm upsetty.
You're trying to build hype for the next game.
Trying to build hype. Fuck.
For the next spin-off.
Nah. Dude. You know what fucking got me? When you start the Toy Story world and that cutscene plays, the fake ad for the game.
Yeah.
I was like
I was really stoned when I was watching that, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, I looked away from the game. I looked at my other monitor. And then the cutscene, I looked back, and I was like, what? Wait a minute. This ain't right. And so, I haven't played Final Fantasy 15, and I didn't know what I was looking at, and I thought it was fucking Final Fantasy 15 characters. I thought it was fucking Noctis. I was like, wait a minute.
I thought it was like some immediate like Final Fantasy shit.
Yeah,
Which,
so
speaking of that,
no Final Fantasy. They
none of that.
They mentioned Cloud and Auron at the very beginning.
Yep, and
But-
that's it.
So neither of us have played the post game right as of now. Do you think Sephiroth is in this game?
Nope.
I think he is.
I hope.
It's so far, both mainline games have had him. I think it would
But
be a waste to not have him in the third game.
They literally had 0 Final
I
Fantasy
know,
characters.
it's crazy. But I guess,
Like-
you know, it's the way the series moved.
Yeah.
Because once the Kingdom Hearts characters could stand up on their own, they didn't need Final Fantasy characters anymore. Like, even Kingdom Hearts 2 had way less compared to... Well, I guess it probably had about the same amount as 1. But after that, it started getting real scarce.
Yeah. I think... Was Zack the last one?
What was he in?
Birth by Sleep.
In BBS? Was there any in 3D? I don't think there were, were there?
I can't think of any.
They kind of stand out. You can remember who's in which. Because it's kind of cool because it was a crossover.
Yeah, and I really liked Zack because of Crisis Core.
Right.
I was really hoping
hope-
he would get a payoff in KH3 with Aqua, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I really hope Sephiroth's in the game. You know, I mean, I'm at the point where, this is usually the part where I start looking shit up because I finished the main game. And usually when I play an RPG, I just look up what the post-game is. So I can just see. You want to just see who's in this fucking game?
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that.
Let's do it
I've
while
been
we're
just
both in.
browsing Twitch streams.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing that later. Alright, let's see. KH3 post-game. Post-game content, 20 hours ago.
Yeah, the 7 secret fly-ins.
Yeah.
I found one of those.
Oh, you can get Ultimate Keyblade, so that's pretty cool.
1 secret gummy boss.
I bet a lot of this is gonna come. They're gonna have like the hard mode update where it's like critical super bosses. It's just gonna be like everything they put in at the end. I bet that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, doesn't
Honestly,
look like there's much content.
Honestly, there might be a final mix of this game.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of like dumb to think about it like that, but they'll probably do it. They've done it for every... I think they've done it, technically speaking, if you count the theater releases as final mixes, which they do. Every other game has had a final mix. I think every other game has had a final mix. Or a remaster or something, like recoded. I think. Other than... even Union Cross was like a remake of Unchained Key. I can't think of any that haven't had it other than 0.2 because it's new.
Yeah, actually.
So, like,
Chain of
it's not
Memories had
unprecedented
it,
at
Birth
all.
by Sleep had it.
But the question is... in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, that was what added, like, Lingering Will, right?
Yeah.
So that was the big hard boss that they added, right? So...
That and all the data fights.
And the data fights. Were those in original Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix?
Yeah.
Those weren't added in 2.5?
No. Yeah, those... I mean, it was only in Japan at the time.
Right.
But yeah.
So the 2.5 release here was the first time we had it.
Yes.
That's why I thought it was new. Okay. Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to be disappointed by this, but we kind of did it to ourselves, and Square Enix kind of did it to us. Because, you know, for the last 2 years, we've all just been playing and replaying Kingdom Hearts Final Mix and 2 Final Mix, which has, like, so much content and so many extra bosses and stuff. Like, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix has so much at the end.
Yeah.
And we're used to that, but it is the Final Mix version. Like, I bet if we went... I wonder what... there's probably not even a way to look it up. I wonder what was in the original 2 postgame. I don't want... Yeah, it's gonna be impossible.
Really...
Everything is 2 Final Mix now, when I look this up.
There wasn't really any extra stuff from postgame. You didn't save after you completed a file, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't save after you beat the final boss and that.
Yeah, it says you don't.
It got added in Final Mix because that's... Because you have to beat the game with all the world's keyholes being unlocked to get the Lingering Will fight.
Yep, in 2 Final Mix you can, and in regular you can't. So there's just nothing. So, like, this isn't unprecedented.
Yeah.
Even having one is... It looks like there is one post-game boss. I'm trying to figure out what it is. So, you know those battle gates that you saw in the last area?
Yeah.
Where they take you to, like, a fight?
Mm-hmm.
He's in one of those. It doesn't look like you have to do anything to unlock it other than beating the game.
Huh.
That's really it, though, huh? I think
yeah,
so.
I'm
think
really
my actual
disappointed there's no critical mode.
I know you are. It's coming. There's no way it won't be in the game.
Yeah,
I think you should. I think you should actually take it as a good sign, because that means they're probably trying to make it work. At least, God, I hope so.
Please.
So this is what? Is this Osaka team? Is that what this is?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's probably safe to say best Osaka team game.
Oh, by far.
Yeah, I think so too. Are you gonna go look for this thing?
Nah. I just opened the game for some reason.
I think the only reason I think I'm disappointed with it there not being more isn't because, like, it isn't because there's not a lot for a Kingdom Hearts game, because this seems normal. It's that there isn't a lot for, like, RPG standards. Like, most RPGs have, like, a couple of post-game hard content fights and stuff like that, even if it's not a boss.
Yeah.
And there's plenty to do. Like, I could go... I'll probably go try to 100% the game anyway. But...
I mean, generally, most of the time, Kingdom Hearts has, like, one secret boss.
In the base game.
Exceptional one, yeah.
So I guess rip Sephiroth, well...
I mean, in the original 2, Sephiroth was, like, the original secret boss, I guess. There wasn't anything else.
So he probably ain't coming, then.
Yeah, Sephiroth is,
That blows.
maybe he'll be DLC.
$5. $5
Yo,
to fight Sephiroth.
It'd be worth $5 to hear that version of One Winged Angel again.
Oh, or a new version.
Yeah, or a better one.
Dude, the music in this game was so good.
Yeah.
They did a really good job bringing the old stuff back, but also some new stuff. It was nice to hear a lot of the good tension music from Final Fantasy. It was nice to hear a lot of the good tension music from Kingdom Hearts 2, because some of that is so good already. Like, you could just put that in any game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck, man.
When there's Olympus music in Big Hero 6.
Dude, that fucking got me! They were, like, doing a montage.
Yeah.
Training montage. It also kind of fucking made me a little salty. It kind of bothered me that they, like, secluded Olympus away to be, like, a tutorial world. Because that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, I mean... It was different. like 1 and 2 had a lot more like
Stuff.
I guess like tutorial worldy, like tutorial worlds.
Like they had a world to use as a tutorial world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. They didn't have a Twilight Town or a Destiny Islands this time.
Or they kind of just jump into it.
They really do. You just start in Merlin's Tower. That kind of fucked with me.
I mean, to be fair, it's because that's where they lead off from it.
It's because that's where 2.8.
They're like, yeah, we're going to Olympus, and they're in Olympus.
Kingdom Hearts 2.9. That fucking got me so good.
Oh.
Trying to think.
Hitting the helium tank.
That was good. that one got me good.
That made me laugh pretty hard.
I was really confused at first because they were all talking. There's a lot more like talking while you're running around. That like wasn't a thing in 2. A lot more joking around, like goose and gaffs.
A lot more ingredients around here.
Oh my god. There are people memeing that when Donald says it. Because he's like trying so hard to say it.
He's like, he says it so slow. Sounds like fucking, what's his name? Floyd Mayweather trying to read. Man. The one Kingdom Hearts game where I'm like ready for post-game, ready for secret final bosses, there's one. And I'll probably just go beat him and then be done. You know what that means?
Huh.
You gotta go back to 2.
Yeah.
Because you
that's
never
gonna
really
fuck with me
did
though, because they
beta
changed
fights.
shit like the launch and shit being on circle instead of square.
True.
It's gonna be fucking hard. Plus, I gotta play this game a little more. I'm probably gonna like try to 100% it. Dude, how much Keyblade upgrading did you do?
0.
Really? You didn't upgrade him at all?
No.
Bruh.
I did everything bare bones. I didn't.
That's probably why you
upgrade
had a little
my-
harder of a time than I did. I was upgrading and I was using the meals as well.
Yeah, I made. I made 2 meals and I consumed 0.
Dude, some of them will give you legit buffs. Like, being able to cast really high level of context magic was awesome. And sometimes they would just give you a prompt to cast, like, Eroga or Blizzaga, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, let's do it. No mana. No mana cost.
I kind of wanted to play, like, bare bones-esque, just to, like, try to learn the fights and stuff a bit.
There were definitely, like, the Aqua Fight, I purposely didn't use Rage Form or Attractions. Because I was like, it would just ruin the fight.
I was using them so much on that fight.
No, dude, it's so fun without those. That's one I want critical. Like, I just want critical for the character fights, I'll be real.
I was, like, particularly underleveled for the Aqua Fight. Like, I think I grinded, like, 2 or 3 levels after that before I went into the final world.
Oh, damn, really?
Yeah, because I was, like, pretty down there. The amount of forms that Master Xehanort had for the final boss.
He had so many.
It's like there was like 3 or 4 forms for
plus a crazy final attack.
Yeah.
That final attack was super cool though. Where he brings all the chairs up. That was fucking sick. Shout out to getting to see the Laser Dome one more time.
Yeah.
Fucking Axel getting bopped.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, he's getting late. I almost messaged you because I was watching the cutscene, so I didn't want to like take my attention away. But I was like, oh, he's got the Laser Dome. That was good shit.
Axel just straight up lost his Keyblade.
Dude, okay. I am upset. They set up like Kairi was gonna be useful and part of the main story.
Nah.
I didn't even see her swing that Keyblade. I don't think she killed one Heartless. And then she just got fucking bopped. She did nothing. She might have done less in this game than she did in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, she was like more of a vulnerability than anything.
Like, they managed to find a way to make her not present even when she was involved in the story. Like, we got like 3 cutscenes with her and Axel, and then she shows up to the final fight.
Yeah.
I think it was a bad idea backloading everything like that. And I mean, I know this was kind of like this was really the, like, the Avengers. This is the Infinity War, right? Where it's like, the time for plot building is over. The time for plot building is over. We're gonna have the big fights now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get that. It just felt weird as a standalone game. I feel like people playing this, if they haven't played the other ones, are gonna be like, this is fucked. We've gone from Disney Worlds to fucking this shit.
Yeah. Night and day.
Yeah, completely. Just a little weird. Like, as a person who knew the plot, it felt fine. But, I guess, fine. Like, remembering all the other games was like, okay, yeah, it was all building up to this anyway. This is fine if it's just fights. That's all we knew. We knew that was what it was gonna be. But, like... So... Do you think... Well, your theory was that the next game would be back before Keyblade War.
Yeah.
Do you think that they would do another game, like... best way to say it, I guess, chronologically? Like, right after this end? Or do you think they won't?
I mean, it's either... It's one or the other, really.
Yeah, because, like... We got everyone back now, so either everything's happily ever after, or we can now do some other shit. But, like, the whole reason everyone was there was to fight Xehanort, and now that that's not there, like, what's the point? Like, they're not all just gonna hang out on Destiny Island to be friends.
Xigbar is gonna start scheming.
Do you think he's a bad guy?
Yeah.
You do? Or I guess Luxu, huh? That fucked with me. That was probably the biggest, like, holy fuck, what the heck?
I mean, did you catch when I think it was Xemnas said that Marluxia, Luxord, and Luxine,
Yes.
Yeah,
That they were the 4?
Yeah, they were descendants of the 4.
Oh, they were descendants of... Okay, so I did catch that, but I wasn't sure if it was specific or not. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess that they're the only thread we have left. Them and Maleficent. But Maleficent will always be around. But, like...
Always be relevant.
This is why I fucking want to know what's in the box. Because if we know what's in the box, we know the intentions. They can do that without saying, like, this is what's going to happen. But now we don't know if Luxu was just being, like, a scheming fuck and just being the sneaky bastard. Because what are they fucking called? What are the 4 people called? What was that group?
The Foretellers?
Is that what they're called? Foretellers? I can't remember. My Unchained Key knowledge is weak.
Yeah, mine is too.
The four guys who started the fucking Keyblade War, basically. Like...
There's 5 factions, though.
You're right. Well, yeah, and he said one of them wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which is interesting also. But, like, it makes sense for them to be fighting still, because they were fighting. That's what happened. So it's not like that was, like, the indication of them being bad. They were just fighting. But... I don't know. Because the impression I got from Master of Masters and from Luxu from the cutscene movie for Unchained Key wasn't evil, but I guess it's impossible to fucking know because we know nothing. They didn't give us any... Those were the biggest questions.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know... The only thing I wanted to know before I even started this game was what's in the box. And they didn't tell us. Dude, who fucking knows when they're gonna tell us?
6 years from now?
They're never gonna tell. That'll be the ever-present dangling thread.
2025.
That they'll never... Jesus Christ. 6 more years? It's real long. Settle in. Another half a decade.
Get comfy.
Yeah, get comfy. Start playing. Oh, God. Like, it annoys me the most, I think, just because Unchained Key had the most unsolved questions. And they acknowledged it.
Yeah, like, it's the most, like, vague story.
And I guess, well, okay. You know what the scary thought is? So, my other question, and someone brought this up before release. Xehanort's eye, young Xehanort, like in the cutscenes where he's playing chess with Ericus, his eyes are not yellow.
Yeah.
I believe. Oh, I should look again. I believe in the secret movie ending, Luxu's eyes are yellow.
Yeah.
That is a problem. So does that mean that even though the Dark Seeker saga is over, there is an overarching threat? The answer is probably yes.
It's the people with yellow eyes.
That's the thread now. It's not Xehanort, because before even, I mean, that was revealed in trailers as soon as we saw young Xehanort. Now we have to figure out where it fucking came from, because we don't know. So they either have to go further back than Unchained Key, which I don't think they'll do, because you probably couldn't make a game out of it. That's like too much into like lore territory.
Yeah.
Or they have to. It has to be backstory in the next game, or the next games. Dude, the biggest slap in the face would be if Union Cross keeps getting updates and that's where the rest of the story goes.
Oof.
I would be pissed. I don't want text boxes. These cutscenes were so beautiful. Give me more of those. I'd rather have it be DLC.
Like that there were 0 text boxes in the game for like anything in a cutscene.
You're
really.
right. You're right. There were almost no text boxes in the whole game.
Yeah, besides
least,
like talking.
Except for menuing,
yeah.
Even talking to regular ass people, you
bots.
get. Even talking to regular ass people, you get text on the bottom, and they would say something.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even notice that. I guess that was just a. That was probably just an effect of the era, honestly. Because, you know, disc space.
It's been 13 years.
Yeah. Even though Kingdom Hearts 2 has been remastered, I think people forget how fucking old that game is. You can only remaster it so much without remaking it from the ground up.
Classic.
Like, this whole story blue balls to me, I think. Because they didn't even really resolve that many threads at all, other than Xehanort.
Yeah, and there were no real twists.
Not really, you're right. I think that's... Maybe in the case of this game, I can accept that. Because, like...
Spoilerinos.
Like... This one has been building up. We had a lot of information beforehand. So I think, having too many or even any plot twists in this probably wouldn't have been good, because like even like the replicas are as close to a plot twist as you could get, I think, in this.
Yeah.
And it's really hard this late in an overarching plot to have a plot twist without it feeling like bullshit or feeling like a retcon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even the time travel was...
Yeah, I was about to say time travel.
Even the time travel
It's not time travel.
Also, I will say, they did a really good job in-game of explaining the Xemnas... Or of explaining the Xehanort Heartless situation. They did as good a job as they could do.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as they explained it, unless they were directly talking to the characters, most of the time they said things like, Xehanort's Heartless. And I was like, that is how you explain it. So I gave them a little bit of... They slipped in a few parts like that. They slipped in a few like little flashbacks where they explained some of the confusing parts. And I was like,
they did their best to explain it.
I was like, if I was playing this and didn't know the whole extent of the plot, I would need this. So this is nice. When they said Xehanort's Heartless, I was like, yeah, you guys did a good job on this one. That was how you needed to say it. Stop saying fucking Ansem, because that's way too abstract. We got too many Ansems.
Toward the end of the labyrinth, when everyone catches up to you, and they say that they were just filling in on plot points.
I know, dude. Had a few plot points to fill in. I was like, Axel, that's way too tongue-in-cheek. You weren't kidding. You were kidding. Also, when he's in the tower and he's like, I gotta explain all this shit to Ventus.
Yeah.
And how there's another guy that looks just like him.
Yeah, they didn't even have a direct interaction.
No, they didn't. You're right. I think we may just be a little greedy. We might be a little greedy on the fan service. I think we actually wanted more fan service.
Yeah.
We wanted more. Let me play as this character against this character. We wanted more. Let me this character should talk. That's all. I guess that's all fan service, isn't it?
In a way, yeah.
That's what we want. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 was the fan service game, but I think they could have gone farther. And maybe it would have been to the detriment of the game. Maybe, I guess, they're already risking isolating so many people with such a complex plot, like, who haven't played the game. So maybe having it be exclusively fan service in an already complicated game isn't a good idea.
True.
So, maybe it's fine. It's probably too early to formulate all my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Considering I finished the game literally like 1 hour ago.
So, it's been like 48 hours since the game came out.
Yeah, we're fresh out of this. We've got plenty to clean up. See, this is the big thing. I'm just sitting here thinking about it. I'm thinking about how fucking pissed I am they didn't tell me what's in the box. I'm so mad. They didn't even hint at it. I can't even speculate. I still have no idea.
Yeah, that and the card.
And the card was more like we slip it in there, and then they'll bring it back later.
Yeah.
Like I completely forgot about it. The box was in my head the whole game, and I was like, I'm gonna get to find out finally. They mentioned it at the beginning of the game. There's no way they can't show me now. No, they can. And they fucking did. I think your theory of having another game in the past holds a lot of ground, though, because they introduced that Latin name place. That's just what I'm gonna fucking call it.
Yeah.
But they didn't really give us much else, and we can't go there. So, like, they could set a game there. Or in that time period when people were there.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, think... I think it's fucking bullshit that they decided to go with Union Cross, a fucking mobile game, where to make the Keyblade War era, instead of making a goddamn MMO. That's what they should have done.
Ooh.
A fucking Keyblade War era Kingdom Hearts MMO. That's what I want still. And since they're looking at maybe going back, that's what I want still. I still have hope that might exist someday.
Please.
Where you get to make your own fucking Keyblade wielder and shit. That's so free! Sick. That's so free! It would be so good.
Print money.
It would be so good. Oh, it would be so good. And that world would be perfect for like a hub city. Dude, I'd put a shit out of that. I would put a fucking shit out of that. Oh my god.
I'm trying to think of other stuff. I couldn't like really message you my thoughts as much because I was ahead of you.
Right, so you might have lost some stuff.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep up. That was a little bit of the reason why I just bum rushed it the rest of the day. I was like, well, I'm close. I know he said I'm close, so I'll just finish it. And, we're trying to get it all out on the... barf out all the words now. I'm trying to circle back and see if there's anything I missed. Talked about a lot of plot points, talked about combat.
When Larcene starts fading, she said she was in for the ride for someone, and she wouldn't say.
Yeah, there was a few things like that when, people disappeared. They were like not really saying what was going on. See, the other thing that makes me think there could be a game after this is that, those people all got recompleted now. So they can be in something else. Like, what if at the end of all this shit, everyone's teaming up to fight against the real bad, whoever Luxu's working for, right? Master Masters, I guess, probably. It's probably Master Masters who's the big bad guy.
Yeah.
Which I hate. Kind of.
I think it's funny that the abbreviation for Master of Masters is Mom.
Mom! Well, I found it interesting that... So what is it? What's the name of his Keyblade? No name?
Yeah.
I found it interesting that the keys that showed up when they were trying to make the Keyblade were no names.
Oh, name.
And Xehanort used one. Like, a couple people had it.
Because they were all Xehanort.
Everyone is Xehanort.
Yeah.
Welcome to Kingdom Hearts, where everyone is Xehanort and the plot points don't matter. Now, the thing I'm thinking the most about now is Luxu. That's the biggest reveal, I think, of all the plot stuff.
Yeah, it seems like... I mean, we're probably going to get games in both directions. Like,
yeah, I think so.
Past and present, but... Like, that's really what they're building to. Like, they had the stuff with Luxu and the box, and then, like I said, they had the organization members being descendants.
Yeah,
and all
like,
that.
It's clearly not over. Which is kind of annoying. Only in the sense that I wanted more closure for a game that was the end of a saga. But in reality, it was just the end of Xehanort, really.
Yeah.
That was like the only thing that wrapped up. And I guess it's because they didn't want to resolve everything. You know what? Maybe I need to re-look... Maybe I need to change my perspective. Is it really unresolved if that stuff wasn't part of the Xehanort saga? And we just didn't know? Because now that I think about it, technically, Unchained Key is outside of that saga.
Ugh.
So, like, maybe we just played ourselves. Because that wasn't what they were resolving.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it this way until just now. I kind of hate it. I just want more plot. But because at this point, half the reason I play this stupid franchise is for the dumb lore. It's the only game I would consider myself a lore nerd on, and it's one where the lore is fucked.
Yeah, it's just everywhere.
It's so fucked. I would say that they did a pretty good job bringing everything together for this last game. Like, they had a lot to pull from. As someone who kind of knows all the points at this part, it felt coherent. I question the I question. So did he pull the nobodies from time as well? Because how did they come back? Not Xemnas and Ansem. I know that was what that was. But like the other ones, because they all died in Com.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't get either.
I was like, how are they back?
It's like I thought it would have been Bragg, but it was still Xigbar.
Yeah, I thought everyone got recompleted,
and
but
like
I guess
it was
not.
still Marluxia and Larxene.
Yeah, so they were clearly still the nobodies, and also like
and Luxord.
when you beat Larxene, Sora's like, you're gonna get recompleted, so she's obviously still a nobody.
Yeah, I don't know.
So my guess would be that he grabbed them from the time traveling thing. But like, why would he have gotten like Demyx? Because he didn't use Demyx. Well, unless that was actually whatever the regular Demyx is.
He was a backup.
Oh, he was a backup. That's right. Okay. I guess Evan was as well. But Evan got revived though. He wasn't initially. I thought.
Or he got.
Because I thought Evan got revived but faked it so that he could get back in there.
I don't know.
All I know is Evan is a sleeper agent. And Demyx. And I love that it's Demyx.
Demyx is an even bigger sleeper.
I'm so stupid. I'm the one that they don't pay attention to. Here, have this thing. Oh, God. Okay, so I have a question. Do you think it was smart of them to show all the Disney Worlds?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean...
Would you have rather had it as a surprise, or do you like knowing? Because finding out about them was fun, but when I was playing the game, I was like, I kind of already know what everything that's coming.
I mean, it kind of goes back to everything being in the trailers and like multiple
they showed
scenes.
So much. Like, I could probably piece together in order the plot. up till they show you the 13 when you're in the Latin place. That's like the end of the game. That's like an hour away from the final cutscene. I find that so ballsy. And I guess, when you show everything out of context,
and
fine.
The game's so backloaded.
Yeah, so much, like, oh my god, so much of that trailer stuff is from the last 5 hours. Like, honestly, to be fair, a lot of the trailer stuff is also from the first, like, hour. Like,
yeah, the Rock Titan trailer.
Yeah, and like,
all the Olympus
Mickey
stuff.
and Riku being in the darkness at the beginning. So, but like, Aqua, Replica Riku, fucking, all, like, a lot of the Keyblade Graveyard stuff.
I showed Rage Form, too.
They showed Rage Form. Dude,
And
we
like,
can talk about
a lot
Rage
of the Keyblade
Form.
Transformations, too. Ooh, Rage Form.
Rage Form is sick.
It is.
I love Rage Form. So cool. I loved the the final boss where they made you go into Rage Form.
Yeah, I got so close to dying there.
Same, dude. Yeah, that was good, and they made you get your light back. I was like, damn, that's sick. So that I liked. Yeah, Rage Form was really cool. I find it really interesting how you have to have your own health a bunch of times to get the finisher. You have to use Risk Charge.
Yeah, I didn't use Risk Charge a whole lot, but when I did, like, it just fucked shit up. I never got the finisher, though.
So what I noticed, I got it a few times. So what I noticed was, a few times I got to really low health while in Rage Form. If you get a Rage Form finisher, you get a little bit of the time back on the bar for using Risk Charge. So I would combo Risk Charge, combo Risk Charge, combo Risk Charge when it had like no time left on it, and then just finisher. It was that shit's it's really cool what happens. That reminds me, how did you feel about the fight against the 13? Like, I guess they're like clones in the like Latin place. It's like the second to last part.
It was okay.
I thought it was hard, and like, I mean, I only died in there once, but like, it felt kind of like disjointed.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward in some spots.
Yeah.
Like, there would be some times in the fight where, like, there would just be none of them near me, and, like, one of the times I literally just sat there and let my MP regen after healing. Because none of them were near me, and I'm like, whatever.
The one part of that fight I thought was really cool, though, was when they went into when they go into the sky and they make the sky, like, red, and then they start, like, barraging. That was, like, the spectacle of this game was off the charts.
I like the detail that they all had the organization weapons, too.
They all had the members' weapons, yep. It was sick. Dude, as much as Pirates was kind of a meh world gameplay-wise, I think, like, spectacle-wise, Pirates might have been the best.
Yeah, it was sick.
The end was so good! Oh, dude. And that cutscene, that pre-rendered cutscene on that world is so nice.
But then you gotta collect crabs.
You gotta collect 300 fucking crabs, dude. And half the fights are just on your boat.
Yeah.
Dude, I bet that boat ship's gonna be terrible on critical.
Dude, I was thinking about that, like, the entire time. I was like,
I bet it's gonna be so bad.
Fucking hate this. Like, when critical happens, I'm probably just gonna fucking grind crabs and, like, max out my boat.
Grind crabs. Dude, I barely did anything in that world. I went from point A to point B. I was like, I'm not wasting time on this shit.
Yeah, I was at that point in the game where I was like, alright, I want to get to the real story.
Yeah. But I think that was just a consequence of me wanting it from before I started playing the game.
Yeah.
For me, at least. So, that I think is understandable. Maybe I'm a little more willing to now to go back and do a little more. I will. I'll probably keep playing it the next couple days. And, you know, poke around in it.
I'll probably start playing Proud.
Alright, well, we've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. got a lot of footage, though, so thanks for that.
Yeah.
Should we do a final thoughts? I think the game's good.
Yeah, like better than 1.
I think it's better than 1. I think in the long run, if Critical is good and whatever they put in post the game, either final mix or updates or whatever, is good.
Some DLC.
I think it can hold up with 2 eventually.
Yeah, it depends on how well it gets supported.
Yeah, it has the base. I think it has the base. I think the combat system is good enough. I think the game needs a little bit of balance tweaking to work for Critical and to have better bosses. Or not better, more bosses. And yeah, I think it can be really good. I think my ideal final mix would be having more character changes, akin to sort of the way they added the Roxas fight in 2. Like I want them to add more individual character fights.
Yeah.
Cause like, God, yeah.
Actually,
let's not get back
Kairi
into it, but like,
well,
like they did it twice just out of nowhere, and then they just didn't do it again. It's like, okay, come on.
And it was with 2 characters that have been previously played in the series.
Yeah, like, come on. Give us one as fucking, no, not actually. Give us one as fucking like, I don't know. Give us one as Shion or something. I don't know. I noticed that was funny. Namine's voice actor was credited, but she didn't speak.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Also Drake Bell. Also Drake Bell.
Drake Bell.
I can't believe that Drake Bell was young fucking Ericus. But I don't know. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I definitely had a good time.
Fun to play, and the spectacle of it was great. I think, yeah, I would... my actual, like, ranking of it amongst other games and just in games in general really is going to take, like, probably, like, 2 weeks of thinking about it. But, yeah, I wish it had a little more now that I'm done with the game. Because this is a personal thing, like, I might play the game on Critical, but, like, I don't really desire to play the game again on Proud. So, like... I wish I had a little more in the post-game department. Other than that, I mean, the main game was very solid. Didn't have any bullshit, that's for sure. Not even gummy ships. Oh, man.
The building a snowman was bullshit.
That was fucking bullshit. Dude, did you ever get the really big one? The really big chest?
Yeah.
And he's just
I saw
huge.
that. Do you see the turd?
Yeah, the dirty snowball.
So that's literally a pile of shit.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna stop the recording.